All right, I know I look like absolute trash right now, okay? I'm aware of this. I just woke up, but I woke up to the news that Playboi Carti has dropped a track. Like, what? You know, it wasn't leaked, it didn't just come out. He actually released something for like the first time in 2 years, maybe. It was mind-blowing to me, but I kind of expected it. I saw that he posted the album cover on Instagram, and then I saw that he was being a little bit more active on Twitter, and so I was like, you know what, something might actually be coming this time. And then I woke up to the news that he dropped the track. So you know what, it's an international holiday now. If you had work to go to today, you don't anymore. You get the day off, you get to stay home and be with your family and your kids, if you have those. If it was going to be a rainy day, the clouds are just going to go away, and it's going to be a nice, beautiful, sunny day outside now because our boy Playboi Carti has decided to release music again. I have no idea what this is going to sound like. I know that there's a video for it, but I'm not going to react to the video because every time I do that, the videos get copyrighted, and so I'm just not going to take those chances anymore, man. But I'm going to listen to this track because I am super hyped for this, man. I have no idea what this is going to sound like. I have no idea what this album is going to sound like in general, you know? I'll talk about the cover art because I haven't said anything about that since it was released. If you look at the artwork for Self-Titled and for Die Lit, you know, he's partying on those covers. He's surrounded by people, he's having a good time, he's drinking, and on this cover, he's literally sitting alone in like a dark room against the wall. You know what I mean? Like the vibes coming off of this are just so dark, so crazy in my opinion. I'm hoping that he kind of takes this album in a really dark direction. I think that would sound crazy, but who knows what we're gonna get, you know? I also don't understand why it's called Whole Lotta Red, if it even is really called Whole Lotta Red, and there's mostly blue in the artwork, but you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm not mad at it. But I do think that this artwork is like nuts, man. It's really, really good. I think it might be my favorite cover art from his. Die Lit is hard to compete with, I'm not gonna lie, but I do think that this one might be better artwork than Die Lit, honestly. God, I can't believe he actually dropped music, man. The track is called Me, or is it At Me? So is this going to be a diss? Like, is this going to be a Playboi Carti diss track? Is he going to be spitting bars at someone else? Is he going to be talking about someone else's mom on this song? You know, who knows what he's going to say. But At Me is indicative, to me at least, that this is going to be sending shots at somebody, you know. But I'm speculating. We'll see. We'll see what he's got for us. So let's get into it. This is At Me by Playboi Carti. Let's go. Yo, already like complete opposite direction of what I was going to expect. This doesn't sound dark at all. But that's Playboi Carti for you. You know, he's ridiculously just unexpected. You always think he's going to zig and he ends up zagging. I expected a dark track, and this has got these bright little melodies, these really cool plucked little synths, a very energetic little bass line, and he's coming at us already with that little energetic baby Carti flow. So not what I was expecting. Yo, I really like that little melody, the one that ascends. You know, I'm going to say this. I think that this track and its production isn't going to be for everybody. I'm not even halfway through with it, but I personally am enjoying it. I enjoy those syncopated synths, the little ascending melodies, that bass line. I like it. I think it sounds really interesting. It's got a really cool bounce to it. It's nice and melodic. It's a sweet little touch. But some people aren't going to enjoy that. You know, some people are going to say that this melody sounds a little too chaotic and it sounds like it's just a mess. And it's not going to be for everybody. You know, this is a very particular track for people with a very particular taste. Now, personally, I do think that maybe this production sounds like something that Lil Uzi could also go really well on, because he enjoys these really bouncy syncopated synths as well. I mean, if you listen to Futsal Shuffle, he used the same sort of synths. You know, the sound design was a little different, but they're also very bouncy, very syncopated, very crazy rhythms to the melodies. And so I think that anybody who is willing to say that Uzi using a beat like this is fire, but Carti using a beat like this is trash, I think they might just be looking to hate, you know, personally, because these beats are in the same kind of vein. Does that make any sense? I hope so. I hope I'm not just rambling. I love how much space he leaves for the instrumentals. Yo, there's so many little interesting melodies going on. I will say this too, when you've got so many synths going on at the same time, like there's at least 3 or 4 going on concurrently at any given point on this track, and they're all going on at random, not random, but at different times because of the syncopation, you know, and each one leaves space for the other, and we have these little rising melodies, and we have descending melodies, and we have lower pitched synths and higher pitched synths, and not any particular one of them comes off as being too abrasive, comes off as being too harsh, comes off as being way louder than the others. They all fit into this mix really well. And I will say that from my experience, it is not easy to get a mix to sound this clean when you've got so many different, radically different melodies going on at the same time. But this is something that they pulled off really well with this track, especially given that they also have the 808 that is a really hard-hitting, abrasive, aggressive 808, and it doesn't sound muddy, like at all. Even with a kick over it, like the 808 isn't alone. There's a punchy kick on top of it, and they're not clashing. And it's not like the most, it's not the most difficult thing to achieve, but when you've got all those other little melodies going on over the top, it becomes a bit of a chore to really try and get this mix to sound this clean and still leave, you know, space for his vocals. And they did a really good job there. And I will say that on Playboi Carti's performance, something that I always point out, if you've been watching my Playboi Carti videos for a while, he leaves so much room for the production to shine as well. He doesn't just try to fill the entire track with bars or with lyrics. You know, he will say his piece and leave some space for the instrumentals, and then he'll come back in and say something and leave some space for the instrumentals. And what that gives us is an artist working with the beat and not just an artist rapping over a beat, you know, and like running the entire beat over and not really giving us a chance to fully appreciate it because he's just rapping the entire time. So I like that he gives that space. He lets the production shine through, because when you've got a producer like Pierre Bourne, you know, or these guys that produce these beats for him, their beats are fire, and sometimes we just want to hear a little bit more of the beat. So he gives us that space, and that I think that is great. His performance here isn't radically different, you know, from what we're used to from him, and it's what we know and love, and it's what we enjoy. So there's really no complaints there either. But yeah, we're about 3/4 of the way through, so let's finish this track. I love that little part where the drums cut out and come back in. Yeah, man, that's a really good song. I don't want to sound like just because it's a drop from Playboi Carti and that means something else might be coming, I don't want to make this seem like it's the best thing he's ever released. You know, I don't think that this song is fantastic, like it's the best thing I've heard all year. And Carti is so revolutionary and things like that. I'm not going to overhype this track because, like I said, I don't want to overhype it and then someone watches this video and goes, I'll go listen to that song, and then they listen to it and the production's not for them, and they go, wow, Doug must not know what he's talking about. I don't want to do that. I don't want to come off as like an idiot or something like that. So I'm not going to overhype it. I personally really like it. I really enjoyed it. And like I said, this isn't going to be for everybody. So I would say that don't just take my word for it. Go and give this a listen. See whether you enjoy it. See whether those things that I pointed out make sense to you and whether they increase the quality of this song for you. But don't just take someone's word for it that this is either really good or really bad, and decide for yourself, because there are a bunch of haters out there and there are a bunch of dick riders out there that are going to make this seem like this is the best thing Carti's ever released. And personally, I don't think so. I think he's got songs that are better than this. All the hype that is surrounding this, because it's been so long that he hasn't dropped anything, are going to make people feel like this is so much better than it really is. Because we're excited. We're excited that he's dropping music again. We're excited that we might be getting an album sometime soon this year. And it's okay. It's okay for people to be excited about artists that are dropping, especially when it's, one of their favorite artists. So I wouldn't get upset at people who are overhyping this track, because I can understand that they're just excited for a drop. And I would also say to those people who are really excited about this track, don't get upset or spend your time debating haters on the internet, because they're going to hate. It's what they're there for, So, man, my thoughts on this track are that it's really good. It's a very solid single. It's a really fun drop. It went completely against the grain of the vibe that I thought he was going to go for because of that dark cover art. But I like it. I like how happy it is. I like the mix. I think it sounds really clean. Those the synths are really, really dope. And yeah, he also kept the track nice and short. So I think that this is really good. And I will keep my opinion to basically that. But let me know how you guys are feeling about this in the comment section. Let me know how excited you are for a whole lot of red. And yeah, I just can't wait to have some conversations with you guys in the comment section about incredible international holiday that Playboi Carti has dropped new music on. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I will be back in another video very soon. Until then, stay safe, stay at home, wash your hands, appreciate your families and your loved ones around you. And I'm wishing you guys all the best. Peace out.